There we go. Hi guys, so I'm just wondering, can you hear us talking? If someone can confirm that in the chat.
Yeah, it seems like we're getting a few responses there, Mary. So,
Great.
will I hang on for another few minutes, or will I fire ahead?
What I can do is I might just run through those questions there because there was a few on what they might highlight. So hi guys, yeah, we're just going to run through the virtual, I suppose, visual of the library. It'll give you a better idea of it. We have had an awful lot of questions, so I'm just going to share screens for a second, and I will circulate these afterwards. So I suppose if everyone can see that there, but I suppose the ones I just want to highlight there is that there was a few about the timeline. So we are looking for Q4 2026 for the completion of the works, and that will be then for handover of the whole project at the start of 2027. There is more here about budget and procurement. I'll circulate this, but there were an awful lot of questions, I suppose, that the details can be ironed out a lot more between the successful artists, Roscommon County Council and Ratkin Architects. Okay, so we've answered as much as we can here, but there will be room there to have conversations on where things might finally end up, whether there's things that have to change to do with the space. So in particular, what people are saying here in terms of the model walkthrough is about sunlight. Shane, so potentially anything there that might help people have a better idea of what the light is in the space.
Yep.
Plans for around the outdoor area. So if there's any pedestrian emergency service access and egress at the proposed site, and we're also looking just to get a better idea of the entrance way and the interior, and maybe some dimensions about walls and ceiling heights. And there was ones about can we hang from the ceiling? We've said potentially, but that again, that's that kind of final location is to be further discussed. And yeah, so I think if that's all right with you, Shane, then those kind of bits can be highlighted for people.
Yeah, that's fine. So look, I'll do a run through the model here now, just to be aware. It kind of won't give you a sense of, I suppose, materiality because there's no textures applied to anything. So I suppose it'll just give you a sense of the form of the building itself. So I suppose we have our three main A-frame pitch roofs. I suppose on the roof we have our roof lights from front to back on all three bays. So that sheds light into our three main open plan areas on the top floor. And then on the ground floor, then we have our, I suppose, wrapped around curtain wall and that wraps around the three main bays on the ground floor as well. So I'll just, 1 second, I'll do a walkthrough just if it lets me. Second. It's a bit clunky, this thing, so. So. So I'll just move around here. So we have our courtyard area here to the left, and as we move into the entrance here, we wrap around and we have a sensory garden in this area here, and our main entrance is to the rear here. So as we move in, we have our 1 second, our leisure reading area and main reception desk. So we have, this is our first bay, and then as we move through to the front here, we can move into our children library area. So there'll be like a central desk in here for a seating area for sitting and all that sort of thing. and we have these two blocked areas here. Now, there's no textures applied now because they were drawn in 2D, but our main bookshelves will be either side of the bay on all bays. So and when we kind of move into this area, we have a meeting room in here. We move back here. We have a staff room in here, and to the rear then we just have a vertical circulation area to the rear with light spliced in each side, and we have our lift to the rear and a kind of back of house staircase then. So I just move back to the front reception area. So I suppose we have a main stair then to the front that brings you up to the three main bays on the second floor. So we have a tea station here. We have desk and benches to the front and to the back. So if I kind of pull back here, it kind of gives you a sense how the roof lights from front to back throw the light down into this area here. So you can see there. And to the sides here, this will all be bespoke joinery pieces, so to have all the shelving and bookcases. And in the center we do as well, but it's just the textures don't really show it, but it gives you a sense of kind of what we're looking to achieve. So this is the first bay, and this is the teenage library area. So if I move over, this brings us into the adult lending, and we have the same thing where we have our bookshelves on the sides built into the wall, and then we have our four main bookshelves in the middle as well. And it's the same sort of concept where it throws in the light. And then, 1 second. And then our third bay, then it's our event space and meeting area. So this is the kind of main area where I suppose we don't have shelving to the front and the back. So it's kind of, I suppose, maybe a blank canvas there that we could potentially do something to do with the artistic, geez, can't pronounce it. Canvassing anyway on this wall here. And I've included that in the document as well, that it could be a potential area where we could do something. And then on this side, we do have, I believe, yeah, we do have some bookshelving here on this end. So, yeah, I think that should give a sense of kind of what we're looking to achieve. So, I suppose I might just back and just show how I suppose it connects back to the back of house staircase then. So we have a exit here that I suppose gives a view each side, and this is the back house staircase. So as I kind of showed at the start with the lift and all that sort of thing. So I suppose, Mary, that kind of gives a general sense there, I suppose. Is there anything else you kind of want to run through, or is that
Yeah, so I suppose
giving you a sense?
if anyone, maybe just a little bit of a look on the outdoors, just
Yeah.
at that front area, if that's all right.
Yeah.
There was a question in there about preferred location. We don't have a preferred location at the moment. We've not decided where it might be best suitable, and we're open to it being external, internal, or both. So it's quite broad. So we'll just give a little look at the outdoor area there, and if there's anywhere in particular that you want to have a further look, just put into the chat there, and we might have another glance at it. Thank you.
Yeah, 1 second here. So to the rear, we did now. This isn't fully modeled now. To kind of we've kind of had it drawn up more so. So I suppose in the middle we have a gravel walkway that runs front to back then and connects to the paving at the far end. So we've paving that wraps around each end, and we have some green areas each side with some benches that run along the center that are concrete. So and then we have our parking then towards the rear here. I suppose it kind of, I'll just do a fly up, might give a bit of a clear kind of idea. Q. I suppose it might give a bit more of a general sense of kind of what we're looking to achieve here.
And just to give people an idea, I suppose we're seeing the bridge, or just kind of over there where the car is. So that's where
Yeah,
you'd be walking in town. Yeah.
yeah. So that gives a general sense. Now, I suppose the background and context isn't modeled now, so it's kind of hard to visualize, but I think that kind of gives a general sense in relation to the entrance here on this corner here. So I think that should give a general sense.
Can you go around to the other side, Shane? Just where we have a courtyard as well.
Yeah.
There may be an opportunity to, I suppose, develop something there. That would encompass, I suppose, the two buildings, both the library and the existing Royal Hotel that was renovated.
Yeah. And I suppose this area here, there's that existing structure that sits in that zone there. So just kind of give you a sense of
Yeah,
where that is as well.
it's a minor little bandstand that's there.
Yeah.
Just a covered bandstand.
So I suppose if anyone has wants to have another further look, maybe at somewhere here on the external part of the model, or the internal part of the model, can you just send a message in the chat there? So on Riga, the Royal Hotel building is the one here to the right of your screen. And people can see from across the river over to this space as well.
No,
I think
I
there
can't
was, yeah,
see. I can't see now if there's anything that comes into the chat there. So you might give me a nudge if there's
yeah.
anything.
It says here, can you zoom to what it would be like to enter the library? So there's a few people that kind of just joined in there and might have missed just walking into the entrance. So this is
Yeah.
the front of the front area with the outdoor space and car parking, and then we're coming into the entrance here. So
Yeah. So as you pass into the library here, we've like a sensory garden area that'll be in this zone here, in between two existing buttresses that are already on site. And then as we kind of move through, this will be the main door entrance. As you move in, then you move into the main children's. 1 second. Off for a second. The leisure reading and reception desk area. So I suppose then when you move through here, then you have your three main bays. So your children's library will be in this zone, and there'll be like a seating area in here. We've our staff room and meeting room on each side here. And then as we kind of, we have our main circulation staircase as we move up, which will have lighting underneath each of the handrails. And kind of as we move up then, you can see the main bay where our roof lights throw in the light from above with the pitch to ceiling into the room here. So
we just got a question there. What are the ceiling heights on the ground floor and the first floor?
I'll tell you here. Give me 2 seconds. So on the ground floor, we're getting 2.7 meters everywhere consistently on the ground floor, and then on the upper floor, then we achieve. So it is. Second.
And just for the people that joined the call there a little bit later, there is there'll be a sheet circulated with a lot of questions and answers that have been coming in through the emails. So we've collated that and we'll circulate that afterwards.
So I suppose from the ground on the first floor to this point here, we're getting 2.9. And then to up to this point here, it is 6.4. I suppose if you want the height here, it is 5.2 meters. So That gives you a sense. And then on the ground floor, it's 2.7 consistently everywhere. And each of the three, I suppose, bays all match. So the pitched roof is the same on each. So it's the same heights that are achieved across the board. So yeah. Was there anything else there, Mary, that came through there? I think you're on mute, I think.
If anyone has any questions specifically for the model, maybe you can send it to chat, but we will be answering the questions that have come in. I can answer a few of them here at the end of this call as well. But just in particular to anything that's kind of here, I know some people had mentioned about, let's see, where there were areas that were not possible to have work installed due to services, fire routes, access requirements. So that's included in the document. Shane has highlighted a few areas there, and key surface areas that might influence fixing or furnishes of work on the walls. So just to answer that, I suppose there's external cladding, and it's African hardwood, and that'll be circulated as well. And the interior walls are veneered oak boards and painted plasterboard.
Yes, so I suppose just a sense on the outside. So on the upper floor here, we have our timber cladding boards that run horizontally all throughout the first floor. That runs the whole way around the building. And then on the ground floor, then we have our front of house floor to ceiling height glazing on the ground floor. And then towards the rear, then we have a black brick, like for example here, and towards the back, we have a black brick that runs the whole way around. And this, I suppose, back of house vertical circulation structure as well, that's all black brick as well. So if that gives a sense of the finishes. Now, if any further clarification is needed on any of the finishes, we can go back to that on with the Mary's document there, so we can confirm any of that if needs be. So
yeah, and there was a question in there now. Is there sprinkler systems in all ceilings? And what building stage will the artist get to talk to the builders? Can there be electrical wiring put in place, for example? So there is potential for power to be added to a piece if it was needed, but it just needs to be contracted and coordinated with everyone. So that successful
yeah.
artists will chat to us in the council here and with the architect team.
Yeah, no, there is possibility for integrated power, but it'll just need to be coordinated during the design or during the construction stage. So,
and just in terms of the sprinklers, is there?
No, there's not. No.
Yeah. So someone said, can you zoom out in the main entrance again, please? Perhaps about 10 meters back. And is there any restrictions on suspended sculptures? So again, look, we haven't been prescriptive really on what's allowed and what isn't. There will be a bit of a conversation with whoever is selected to work it within the space and what's appropriate as well. But if something's hanging from the ceiling, we're open to what someone might suggest. Colin said just a little bit further back, yeah. And then there was also a question, what is the length of the long wall that could potentially be used in the meeting room?
I'll get that for you now. 2 seconds.
So I think there was just someone adding into the call, so we're just having a look externally. This meeting is being recorded, so I can send it on to you in case you've missed things earlier. So
yeah, I'll get the length of that wall now. Give me 2 seconds here.
Yeah. And someone just on that as well, the width of the meeting room. So just an idea of.
Yeah. So that wall in the event space upstairs is about 13 meters long, and on the ground floor then that meeting room is, so if I just go back to it there, um, so the meeting room is, so from this wall to this wall it is 5 meters, and then from this corner to the glazing it's about 4 meters. So if that clarifies.
Oh, sorry. So someone was just asking about the event space upstairs.
Yeah.
Particularly what the length of that might be.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll go to it now. So from this corner to this corner is 13 meters, and then from this corner to this corner is about 5 meters in width. So that gives a sense.
Yeah, perfect. So is that okay, Angela? Yeah, she's happy with that. So yeah, just whoever added in there at the end, there is going to be a document circulated with some more information, questions and answers. Yeah, if there's any just last kind of viewpoints that people want to see here, just flag it with us now.
Just do a kind of raised shot of the entrance. I think someone was looking for it.
And so I suppose it will, just for the people that are added in, we haven't said whether having an internal piece or an external piece. We're happy for either or both. There is the option of having it outdoors here at the front where the entrance is, or in the courtyard behind the library, which connects to Enriga, or it can be within the library space itself. So we are pretty open to that. And again, there'll be more conversations just kind of with the artists, the council and the architects on working that into the space then. So we're getting a question here. Can you drop down to the path central? I assume that must be at the front area. And then can artwork be considered for the tree grey wall areas on the upper floor?
So can you drop down to path central?
So that would be at the front, yeah.
Second. As in the front of the building or to the reception,
yeah,
Cathal?
I think so. So, you know. As if walking in the path, yeah. And then there's a question here, what's the exterior wall behind the yellow car? And is that a surface suitable for hanging artwork?
I wouldn't say so at the minute now. This is kind of roughly texturized here now, so I don't think it would be for the moment.
That's an existing building, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's
Yeah.
a neighbouring building on the corner, so.
Not that wall. Elaine, which wall are you thinking? The one here to the right of it, is it? Of the yellow car? Yes, so where this yeah, where your mouse is hovering,
Well,
Shane.
potentially it's an existing buttress wall that's been there, so potentially maybe.
And again, Lane, there's a sensory kind of area within there as well.
Yeah.
It's just that those buttress walls will be are stone, natural stone, and they would be repointed. But they're also, I suppose, as you can see, there's a unit there to the left of it. It's an air conditioning unit. Would that be right to say?
Yeah, yeah.
Shane.
Yeah.
So there's other sorts of pieces of equipment that would be
that are
in
coming
close
in there.
proximity to it.
So yeah, Elaine, I think that the white wall that you're mentioning here, that's kind of a piece that's being built into it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a retaining wall that's needed there. So yeah, no, the finish hasn't been decided on it yet, what it's going to be. So potentially could be
Potentially there could be scope there, Elaine. Yeah.
Could be idea.
And
That will be a
just
sensory space, so you have to be kind of mindful of that.
yeah. And just there was one there again. Can the artwork be considered for the 3 grey wall areas on the upper floor?
So I suppose
yeah.
that'll kind of be clarified. I sent in that markup I sent you, Mary, kind of shows what kind of areas we have bookshelves and joinery and what we have blank walls. So I think that'll be clarified in that, I'd say.
Perfect. And there's not surface textures on every single wall in here either. It's kind of giving you an idea of the space and the lighting.
Yeah.
Okay. Could we have a measurement of the sensory wall area? We can get that for you.
2 seconds. Just sketch on it again, probably easier. So from this corner to the far corner is 6.7 meters. And then the depth is 3.7 meters as well. I'll just get the height of it here as well. And that's about 2.8 meters high. So I think that should clarify that.
Perfect. So we have a question there about CAD drawings available for the library.
Yeah, we should be able to circulate some, yeah.
Yeah, so look, I'll add that in with the document as well.
Yeah.
And there is the planter in front of the area set. So that's within the sensory garden, that kind of planted area.
And it's like a seating area to the front of it as well, yeah.
And would the plant is that planned already? I mean, would it go up to a height, or will that kind of impact any visual that might be behind that?
So basically, at the minute, what's there is this here is like a corner concrete planter, and this is another concrete planter or concrete seating planter as well, and this wall runs along here. It's a concrete wall, so and then whatever the planting is in that zone there. So no, the finish for this wall to the rear, the 2.8 meter high wall hasn't been decided yet, so that's still to be determined. So yeah.
Great, guys. So we're just coming up to the half one now. So I suppose, is there any last query there on the visuals? And look, yeah, I will be in touch. There was a good few questions in about different things, so hopefully that'll clarify it. But just you can follow up with me afterwards. Anyway, And just to highlight, there will be another number of other public art commissions coming up soon as part of our N5 road scheme too. So do keep an eye out on Roscommon County Council social medias, etc., and my emails. So perfect. We just have a slow walk through approaching and exiting will be great as a final off.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, this software I'm using is quite clunky, so it's I'm getting to grips with it as well.
What are the 3 high ceiling rooms used for? So that is the upper library space. There'll be bookshelves along all of the walls up there, and the kind of white blocks are also shelving. And the event space is upstairs as well.
There was that what you're looking for, Cathal, does that help with that?
Yeah, he says they're very helpful. Thanks a lot.
Very good.
Great. So I'll just see now what this last comment is, and then
Oh, give me there. So kind of
perfect. Perfect timing. So look, yeah, if there's any again, just follow up with me if you have any other questions. Thanks for joining, and this is going to be circulated just to the people who were registered, so it won't be public, but and it'll be deleted after then the final date for this. So right, thank you.
Perfect.
Thanks, Shane.
No, that's perfect. Thanks very much. And look, if there's any other queries, sure, just pass them through and we can answer whatever needs to be done.
Great. Brilliant.
Perfect.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Shane.
Very much.
Thanks, Mary.
Cheers.
Bye.
No
Bye.
worries. Bye-bye.
Bye.